Welcome to another episode here at the free review for the licensure examination for agriculturists. And in this episode, we will talk about asexual propagation. In the past episode, we talked about sexual propagation or the propagation of our plants using seeds. And now we will talk about how to propagate plants using the vegetative organs, such as our leaves, roots, and stems. So let us start. So there are several methods on how we can propagate plants using vegetative organs. So first we have separation, division, cutting, grafting, budding, marketing, and micro propagation. So this is an example of division, yung sa potato. So let us start with the separation and division using specialized structures. First, we have the rhizomes. So rhizomes, as we discussed dun sa episode dito regarding vegetative morphology, so these are horizontal underground stems that grow just below the surface of the soil. So they can send out shoots and roots from nodes along their length, allowing the plant to spread and grow. So ang mga rhizomes and so bawat isang ganito, so that is a node. Kaya kapag magtatanim ka ng luya, ang gagawin mo lang is you will just cut that, ibabaon mo sila sa lupa. Ayun. Then doon pwede nang may mga tumubong shoots and roots from this various nodes na nandito. I hope nakikita yung pointer ko. Okay, the next one is bulb. So bulb is a specialized underground stem structure consisting of a short stem and a fleshy modified leaves called scales. So these store nutrients for the plant. So pwede mong i-cut lang yan tapos itanim mo na siya. Ayan. So these are bulbs. Ang example ay onion, garlic, and tulips. We also have corm. So corm are similar to bulbs in that they are underground structures, but they differ in the structure itself. So ang corm naman, these are swollen fleshy stems that are covered with dry papery scales. So that's how you can differentiate yung bulb tas yung corm. Sa corm, dry papery scales. Yung sa bulb naman, they are fleshy. Ayan. So fleshy modified leaves. Ayan. So example sa corm ito, gabi. Then we also have pseudobulb. So pseudobulb is a specialized above-ground storage organ, a thickened bulb-like structure that stores nutrients and water for the plant. So ito ang example yung sa mga orchid natin. So kung ang bulb ay nasa baba, ito naman nasa taas. Kaya pseudobulb ang tawag sa kanya. We also have tubers. So sa tubers naman, swollen, fleshy underground stems that stores nutrients for the plant. So meron silang buds or eyes kung saan pwede mag-sprout doon yung ating mga bagong halaman. So you can just cut that, pwedeng division, cut mo yung eye na yon, then itatanim mo siya. So example, potato and yung sa yams natin. We also have tuberous roots, so enlarged fleshy roots that store nutrients for the plant, wider than normal roots and can be elongated or round in shape. So specialized roots which produce roots from their adventitious buds. So example nito ay yung sa sweet potato. Then we also have stolon. So sa stolon naman, it is a horizontal stem that grows along the soil surface and can root at nodes along its length, giving rise to new plants. So example nito, itong sa strawberry. We also have runners. So ito naman, horizontal stems din siya. Pero ito naman, hindi necessary na magro-root siya at the nodes. Karaniwan dito, nagro-root lang siya sa pinakadulo. Ayan, tip of their stems. Ang example, itong spider plants. Then we also have crown. So these are a cluster of leaves that form at the top of certain plants. So pwede siyang i-cut lang, then you can plant it again. So division pa rin yun. Ito yung iba't ibang parts ng pineapple na pwede nating gamitin for separation and division. So we have slips. Ayan, so nandyan siya sa may baba ng pineapple. Ayan. So may mga suckers din. Ayan, hapas. Ayan. So ito parang ang difference na nila is yung levels. So slips nasa baba mismo ng pineapple, suckers nasa baba na ng ano, tapos ito mga nasa gitna, yung hapas. Ayun. So sucker is a shoot that grows from the roots or base of a plant, forming a new stem or branch. So, ang sucker meron sa pineapple, meron din yan sa banana. Ayun. Kaya meron tayong practice na tinatawag na de-suckering, which is yung pagtanggal ng sucker from the mother plant. Another technique that we can do is cuttings. So meron tayong stem cuttings, root cuttings, leaf cuttings. Ayan. So ito yung ilan sa mga examples that we have. So potos, ito nasa taas, potos. Then we have here anemone. Ayan. So sa root naman siya nagsiseedling. Ito. Then we have here Sansevieria o yung ating snake plants. Ayan, leaf cutting from division. Then we have here Kalanchoe. Ayan naman. Sa leaf naman siya. So leaf. Pwede silang mag-root dun sa leaf mismo. Ayan. So potos, stem cutting, anemone, root cutting, Sansevieria, leaf cutting from division, and here we have Kalanchoe, leaf cutting. So, ayan. So, you can view the supplementary materials for grafting and marketing. I will post videos about grafting and marketing in this channel as well that are products of my students back then. I will just ask for their permission to post those videos about grafting and marketing. And yeah, meron akong video on marketing that I can link din na ginawa ko naman nung undergrad ako. So you can also watch that video. And of course, we have micropropagation. So micropropagation is a form of tissue culture used to regenerate new plants which are clones of an identified mother plant. So kung gusto natin gumawa ng parang true to type talaga, so you can use micropropagation. So clones. So there are 4 developmental stages in micropropagation. First is establishment. Plant tissue is sterilized and placed in a nutrient medium to grow a clean, healthy sample. So ang nutrient medium, agar, yung mga yan. Then, we also have shoot multiplication. So, kapag tumubo na siya, ayan, explants are cultured in a medium with growth hormones to produce multiple shoots. So, mga growth hormones natin, karaniwan na ginagamit ay cytokinin. Minsan, gumagamit din ng auxin. Ayun. So, root formation, shoots are transferred to a medium with rooting hormones to develop strong roots. Then, lastly, is acclimatization. Rooted plantlets are gradually adapted to external conditions for successful soil transfer. So when I was in LB, meron dong parang tissue culture facility. You can really see how the plants are grown from the test tubes. Then ililipat sila sa yung parang bote ng ketchup. Tapos kapag lumalabas na yung dahon nila, ililipat na sila doon sa may parang greenhouse doon kung saan pwede silang ma-acclimatize muna bago sila ibenta or bago sila ilipat talaga sa mismong site kung saan sila itatanim. So again, gradually adapted to external conditions. So these are the steps in micropropagation or the stages. We have establishment, shoot, multiplication, root formation, and acclimatization. Yeah. So these are just some photos. And yeah, so in line with that, we have here a nursery. Ayan. So nursery is a managed site designed to grow seedlings under favorable conditions. So until they are ready for transplanting into a permanent site, either as an agricultural unit or as something sold to various consumers. A nursery's purpose is to produce high quality seedlings or planting materials to satisfy the needs of the end users. So, kaya siya tinawag na nursery management din. So, in a nursery, you need to manage the propagation environment. First, we have the environmental factors such as light, water and humidity, temperature, and gas exchange. So, most of the crops na nasa nursery din, like bago sila i-expose sa full sunlight, kailangan muna ay parang sa school din, 'di ba? So ang mga bata hindi mo yan pwedeng dalhin agad sa grade 6, parang gano'n, 'di ba? So gradual din talaga siya. So nursery, kaya merong nursery 'di ba sa ano. Ayan, so mga basic muna yung ituturo, ganyan. So same here na yung environment hindi muna dun sa sobrang nakaka-stress na environment. Gano'n. So, yung light, water, and humidity, controlled mostly yung mga ito. So, we also have the edaphic factors, yung soil mismo. Ayan, so propagation medium, ano yung mga mineral nutrients na kailangan? Again, temperature, gas exchange, water. So, these are under then the edaphic factors. Ayun. We also have the biotic factors. Ayun, kaya rin yung iba inilalagay muna sa nursery kasi kapag idiniretso na sila do'n, baka kainin na agad ng mga pests katulad ng birds, yung mga gano'n. Ayan. So, pest, pathogens, and beneficial microorganisms. Again, in managing your nursery, you need to take note of the environmental factors, the edaphic factors or yung soil factors natin, and the biotic factors. And I think that's it for this episode. Thank you for listening and see you in the next one.